Now on 18 Eyewitness News.
A trial date is set for a Central Middle School principal. Also, we'll show you the new Iron County Courthouse cupola close up. Plus, there's a new employment service to assist those with disabilities. All of these stories and...
What a beautiful day here in Southeast Missouri. Do we have more nice weather on the way? I'll let you know coming up.
Coverage you can count on. This is 18 Eyewitness News.
Hello everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Fred Dawkins and these are the top stories that we're working on for you at this hour. Central Middle School President Mike Harlow is scheduled to go to trial November 15th. Now Harlow and Vice Principal Tracy Casey are facing a Class A misdemeanor of violating the Safe Schools Act by failing to report school violence. St. Francis County Prosecuting Attorney Jared Mahiran says he brought the case to stress the importance of keeping children safe.
And anytime that there's an administrator or a principal who has a duty to report and does not do so, then that's a violation. Anytime there's this type of violation, you know, it's considered, at least what we consider, serious. So we look at it and say, well, if you're not going to report these acts of school violence, then something else needs to be done, because anytime we have something like this, it needs to be, you know, the children need to be protected first in our schools and in our community, and if they're not willing to do it, then obviously we will.
The charges stem from a March incident where a 14-year-old boy kneed a 12-year-old girl, fracturing her tailbone. 1 week later, when confronted by the school's resource officer, Harlow and Casey admitted that they were aware of the incident but had not reported it. Now, if convicted, they could each receive 1 year in the county jail and a fine up to $1,000. Well, now Dustin Kopp is here with a look at our first fall forecast. Dustin?
Good evening, Fred. Good evening, everybody. Not a bad day here in Southeast Missouri, and it's continuing to not be a bad evening at all. Looking at current conditions throughout the area, we're seeing temperatures right now in the 60s, 63 in Festus and St. Genevieve, Fredericktown and Cape Girardeau 64. We're down to our south in Piedmont and Poplar Bluff, 66 in Piedmont, Poplar Bluff and Van Buren at 67. Going through the evening hours, we will see temperatures remain on the nice side. 62 at 7 p.m. clear skies, 58 by 9, and by midnight we'll see a temperature around 54. Clear skies continue. There are some rain chances on the way for Southeast Missouri. I'll let you know coming up in your Storm Tracker weather forecast.
The Iron County Courthouse is sporting a new topper these days. Work was recently completed on a new cupola on the top of the courthouse building. Presiding Commissioner Don Borowski says in replacing the old cupola, they went back to the original look.
Not even sure what the functional purpose of the cupola is, except it's probably just merely aesthetic, although probably in the 60s and 70s, 1860s and 70s that is, probably used it as a lookout of sorts. And it did have windows in it. Over the years, those have been taken out. We know this because it had framing on the inside for arched windows, and we found pictures where you could see windows, so we put those back in.
Barzowski says the county received $22,000 from the William Edgar Grant Foundation to cover the cost of the new cupola, and folks are taking notice.
People haven't made comments to me about the courthouse in a couple years, and now I'm hearing comments all over. And it lights up at night, so that's kind of cool. I think it's drawing people's attention.
Barzowski notes that the 152-year-old courthouse is the oldest functioning courthouse in Missouri. The Life Center for Independent Living in Farmington is holding an open house Tuesday afternoon to showcase their new employment services. Candy Zarcone is the employment training coordinator.
You know, people realize that what working does for someone, aside from paying financially, it also builds self-esteem and independence, and there's just that reward and satisfaction that comes from accomplishing something in a job well done.
Candy says working through the Life Center, they can clear up some common misconceptions of how employment will impact a person's benefits.
And also there's a lot of misinformation on the beneficiary side of how their benefits and federal assistance will be impacted by employment. A lot of people think that if they go to work, their check's going to be cut off immediately, they're going to lose their health care, and there's all kinds of bad information that's out there. So we want to try to correct a lot of that.
The Life Incorporated Employment Solutions open house is set for Tuesday afternoon from 3:30 until 6:30 at their offices on Karsh Boulevard in Farmington. Stoddard County authorities are releasing the identification of a body found in rural Dexter on September the 6th. According to media reports, DNA was used to identify the body of 37-year-old Sean Byron Smith. Because of significant decomposition, the body was sent to the St. Louis Medical Examiner's office for identification. The exact cause of Smith's death has not yet been released. Now, whether or not foul play was involved will be disclosed by the anthropologist who has worked on the case, along with the approximate date of death. Smith had been employed in Hollister at the time of his death. And when we come back on 18 Eyewitness News, folks got to do some good while getting a little exercise and tasting some chili on Saturday. That story coming up only on 18 Eyewitness News.
When you're looking for quality home furnishings, appliances, and more, look no further than Heartland Furniture and Appliance. Heartland Furniture and Appliance offers great low prices every day with 90 days same as cash, easy payment plans to fit your budget, no hassle leasing, and great customer service. With 3 locations to better serve you, the customers, in Donovan, Dexter, and Piedmont on both sides of Main Street. Heartland Furniture and Appliance. Call 223-3200.
Let it wash you this morning. Oh, the blood of Jesus shed for me. What a sacrifice that saved my life. With the blood, it is my victory.
Take control of your future by enrolling at the Unitech Career Center. Discover a new career with Unitech's nursing programs or the opportunities with Unitech's sheet metal fabricating program, or turn your hobby into a career with Unitech's power sports equipment program. From electrical trades to automotive technology programs, the first step to a well-paying future starts at the Unitech Career Center, Raider Road in Bonne Terre. For adult information, call 358-3011. For high school information, call 358-2271.
You're watching 18 Eyewitness News with Fred Dawkins and Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp. 18 Eyewitness News continues.
Well, folks got an opportunity to get a little exercise, enjoy some chili, and do some good at the same time on Saturday. In Park Hills, the Parkland Pregnancy Resource Center held their annual Walk for Life fundraiser. The Parkland PRC provides free pregnancy tests, ultrasounds, and parenting classes for women in St. Francis, Iron, Madison, St. Genevieve, Washington, Wayne, and Reynolds counties. Now in Fredericktown, the fire department held their chili cook-off in Azalea Park. Their fundraiser allows the department to purchase fire equipment that would normally be beyond their budget. Well, imagine planting your flower beds 1 year and then not having to replant them for years to come. Well, that's the idea behind a lecture Tuesday evening at 6:30 at Mineral Area College. Horticulture instructor Chad Follis tells 18 Eyewitness News that William Ruppert will speak on sustainable perennials for the sustainable landscape.
And the real focus of what he's trying to get accomplished, and what we're hoping to get out to the public, is that there are a number of landscape perennials that are using much less water, that are more disease and insect resistant, and so you're having less inputs. And anytime we can put less into a plant but get the same amount of growth, beauty, flower color, right, that's helping overall.
Prior to the lecture, there will be tours of Max greenhouses at 5:30 and 6. Follis says the facilities are used by horticultural students.
And so that's the predominant use, is to train greenhouse managers, landscape contractors, golf course superintendents, and so forth. And then the other reason that the greenhouses exist is we do all the plants for the grounds in the greenhouse. So they come in as cuttings, plugs, we grow them out and move those then out, and students are involved in that process as well.
Follis says that there is no charge for the tours and presentation in Max Fine Arts Theater. The Poplar Bluff Chamber of Commerce is preparing merchants for the busy holiday season by holding a shoplifting prevention seminar. Executive Director Steve Halter tells 18 Eyewitness News that the chamber brings in law enforcement officials for the event, as well as folks trained to spot shoplifters.
Some of the larger corporations in town, retailers, will have people that are actually been thoroughly trained in it and do a great job of catching them and preventing them. And so they come in and they share lots of information to benefit some of the smaller businesses.
Halter says the seminar aimed at retailers who may not have a budget for loss prevention teams.
So there's a lot of information sharing and a lot of kind of tricks of the trade type thing and tips and also just it's a lot of back and forth questions and answers from law enforcement officials. Things like, what do I do if I find somebody, or what do I do, how do I approach them? The shoplifting prevention seminar is set for Thursday morning at 10 o'clock in the Chamber of Commerce boardroom. Well, the annual Welfare Alliance of Southeast Missouri is planning to build a no-kill animal shelter to serve Butler, Ripley, Carter, and Wayne counties. The shelter will be built on land in Butler County the AWA recently purchased. Organization President Charlotte Craig tells us more.
It'll probably be a couple of years yet before we get a structure up and all the inside, the pens that have to be constructed and everything. And then, of course, we'll have to get a license from the state. But at least we have a place now, which is really important.
Charlotte says until their shelter is functional, they'll continue their work of helping pets and pet owners as well.
What we've been doing is we offer financial aid to low-income pet owners who need to get their dogs and cats spayed and neutered.
Charlotte says they also buy vaccines for puppies in the city pound and help get as many cats and dogs as possible adopted from that facility. Well, still to come on 18 Eyewitness News, it's costing billions of dollars every week to treat, but a new approach to spotting Alzheimer's only costs pennies. How it works and the impact it could have next in your health.
Not a bad day here in Southeast Missouri, but we do have some rain on the way. I'll let you know coming up next in Star Tracker Weather Forecast.
When someone comes in a Mineral Area's emergency department, our focus is giving them the best treatment in the quickest manner possible. We track every single patient, sending the doctors information before they even walk in the room. We have dedicated X-ray and CT equipment in our emergency department. We don't have to waste any time running all over the hospital. We know that minutes count in an emergency, and you can count on ER Plus at Mineral Area Regional Medical Center.
Now, here's your Storm Tracker 18 weather forecast with Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp.
And welcome back. We saw a nice day here in Southeast Missouri. The evening, is continuing to be on the nice side. Looking at weather headlines throughout the area, we're going to see sunny skies on Tuesday, highs around 80 degrees. Then some showers and thunderstorms likely for your day on Wednesday. Here in Southeast Missouri, temperatures are in the 60s, 63 in Festus and St. Genevieve, Fredericktown and Cape Girardeau 64. Warmer down to our south in Piedmont at 66, as well as in Ellington, Van Buren and Poplar Bluff right now at 67 degrees. Currently here at the studio we have 65 degrees under a mostly sunny sky. Feels like 65 out there. Current dew point 43, 44% humidity, and north-northeast wind at 1 mile per hour. Going through the day on Tuesday, not a bad day at all. Plenty of sunshine throughout southeast Missouri. Really can't complain about the weather. Our next weather system is off to our west and it'll essentially bring us some wet weather for Wednesday. Clear skies tonight, low around 49, light to variable winds, 46 in Cape Girardeau, 48 in Piedmont as well as in Poplar Bluff, 46 in Ironton. Let's try 45 in Fredericktown, 45 in St. Genevieve, and 43 in Festus. Then for tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, high around 80 degrees, south wind 10 to 15, 79 in St. Genevieve, Fredericktown 78, 79 in Piedmont, down in Poplar Bluff and Van Buren, 79 degrees and 79 in Ellington. The next several days are looking like this throughout southeast Missouri. Plenty of sunshine again for tomorrow, high around 80. Then those showers, thunderstorms move in for Wednesday, high of 71. Cooler on Thursday and breezy as well, 62 and mostly sunny. Partly sunny on Friday and Saturday, temperature in 58 on Friday, 61 on Saturday. Sunday, plenty of sunshine, 68. And then on Monday, partly sunny and a high of 69. Look at our weekend forecast once again. Partly sunny on Saturday, high of 61, low of 45. Plenty of sunshine on Sunday with a high of 68. Not a bad weekend at all. Let's check your Storm Tracker weather forecast. More details located at KDKZ18.com. Just click on the weather tab. Fred, back to you.
Alzheimer's disease is taking a dramatic toll in this country. Not only are more than 5 million people and their families dealing with it, but treating it is costing nearly $175 billion a year. That's $20 million every hour, every day. But the latest weapon in the war against Alzheimer's disease only cost a few pennies, and as Clark Powell shows us, could have a dramatic impact on this devastating disease.
Having been a dentist, a professor, and the editor of a journal most of his career, Dr. Don Bowers didn't want to just stop working when he retired, so he kept writing. Until one day when he was researching facts for a paper and made a startling discovery.
And I came to find out that I had already written this thing, and that really scared me.
Dr. Bowers was diagnosed with the early signs of Alzheimer's disease, but only after complex tests like MRIs and a spinal tap, tests that confirmed what this simple written exam may have hinted at long ago.
If you have a very inexpensive test, a few pieces of paper and a pen is all you need, you can identify, they're having a little bit of change in their thinking.
Dr. Douglas Shari developed the test at Ohio State University Medical Center. He says while the exam itself is very straightforward, it took years to design. He wanted to evaluate every part of a patient's brain, from language to memory to problem solving. This one test does all those things and could be given to any patient practically anywhere.
It allows us to identify people at an earlier stage. Right now we have great medications for Alzheimer's disease, but they work the best if they started earlier.
Shari says many patients aren't diagnosed until years after their symptoms appear, and by then, many have already lost not only valuable time for treatment, but invaluable memories of those they love. By developing this new test, Shari hopes to spot those issues much earlier and treat patients much more effectively. At Ohio State University Medical Center, this is Clark Powell reporting.
Experts who developed the test at Ohio State also say it could save billions of dollars in treatments. The test can better identify who needs expensive MRIs and spinal taps and could spare others from undergoing those tests if they're not necessary. Coming up today on Your Life on 18 Eyewitness News, are you your child's friend, their coach, or their disciplinarian? And which role is the most important? A lesson for parents on today's Focus on the Family.
I'm Stacy Johnson. Do you or someone you know like to shop just a little too much? Shopaholics. How to know if you are one, what to do about it. Just ahead on Money Talks News.
Your Health is brought to you by Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy. Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy of Deloge. We're caring for you and about you is our business. From taking time to explain your medication, offering a caring touch, to a full line of medical equipment, supplies, and diabetic shoes. We'll help you understand your options and assist you with Medicare drug plan enrollment. With a comfortable waiting area, convenient drive-through or free delivery. Caring for our neighbors is our business. Your locally owned Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy, just off of Highway 67 at the Deloge exit. When you're recovering from a traumatic injury, the last thing you need is an unexpected bill. Because most health insurers pay only a part of air transport, Arch Air Medical has a solution, the Omni Advantage program. For a membership fee of $49 per year, Omni Advantage guarantees you and other covered family members will not have to pay anything that your health insurer doesn't provide. In an extraordinary emergency, the last thing you need to worry about is cost. Contact Archair Medical or visit them on the web to discover all the advantages of Omni Advantage.
Are you your child's best friend? Well, should you be? Dr. Bill Meyer explores this question in today's Focus on the Family.
To be honest, there were times, we caved in and gave them their way. And as parents of 4 grown kids, Rock and his wife Bev know how hard it was to assert their authority. It's so much easier just to let kids have their way, not be forced to deal with the inevitable protest. Partly for this reason, a lot of parents fall into the trap of trying to be their kid's buddy instead of being the parent. Obviously, when you start putting controls or saying no to kids or disciplining kids, bringing boundaries, children don't respond well to that. I mean, they don't say, oh, okay. My fear would be that they'd stop liking me. Asserting authority in the teen years can be even more intimidating, as teens tend to pull back from the relationship with their parents and bond more with their peers. Bev experienced this with her teen daughter.
Just feelings at times of not liking each other. And so when it felt like the relationship was broken, I feel like it was harder for me even than for her.
At that point, many parents are tempted to simply let things go rather than following through with discipline and consequences. But that will only lead to more problems.
Where there is a lack of parental authority in the home, there will be a vacuum that will be filled with chaos, with resentment. There really is a misconception that in order to be a good parent, I need to be a good friend. But the problem is, you can't be both at the same time. Kids will always test authority. It's in their nature to push the boundaries. But parents who aren't afraid to provide clear and consistent limits are actually showing their love. Because I genuinely love you, I will exercise my authority, even when you feel that it's unfair. They're angry in the initial flush and fire of the conflict, but then they go away, they think about it, and they realize we're not being mean, and they get over it. Your kids need a parent to coach them all the way through their teen years. For Focus on the Family, I'm Dr. Bill Meyer.
For more valuable information on life's issues, relationships, and family, please visit our website, KDKZ18.com, and click on the Focus on the Family link. It's no secret that Americans have a love for material things, but what can you do about excessive shopping? Money expert Stacy Johnson shows us ways to help a shopaholic.
They will rush to a store and buy something, usually something that they don't need, usually something that they have lots of already, that causes them financial ruin.
Shopping. Everyone does it, but researchers estimate 6% of Americans are shopping addicts. And with 24-hour access on TV and the internet, it's easy to get a fix.
They do so for to ease feelings, very much like a person who eats comfort food to feel better.
Now, psychologists would say that a person who shops too much has compulsive buying disorder. You and I would just say they're a shopaholic. But whatever the case, there are ways to stop all that shopping. First, find a new activity to replace shopping.
Jogging, exercising, listening to music, watching favorite TV programs often would be at least neutral and therefore not be problematic.
Next, examine your feelings. If you're shopping to feel better, that's bad. And finally, make it tough. When you need to go to the store, carry only enough cash to buy what you went in for and leave that plastic at home. It can be hard to know whether you have a problem, but if you think about why you're always shopping and how you can change, you're probably going to feel a lot better. If your own efforts aren't working, consult a professional or an organization such as Debtors Anonymous. They can help you kick a shopping habit. And for more information, go to MoneyTalksNews.com and search for Shopaholic. For Money Talks News, I'm Stacy Johnson.
And as Stacy said, he's got more information and links at his website. To get there, just go to our website, KDKZ18.com, and clicking on the Money Talks link under the Lifestyles menu.
And coming up in sports, I'll have a wrap-up of all the other area action under the Friday Night Lights. The Cardinals go for 2 in a row in their championship series with the Giants, and the Rams lose a close one in Miami.
Attention, Accutane warning. If you have Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, or inflammatory bowel disease, it may have been caused by the acne drug Accutane. Accutane victims have recently been awarded millions of dollars. Do not delay. There are time deadlines to file a claim.
Call the Rely On Group now to be connected with an experienced attorney. There is absolutely no risk on your part. You don't owe us a penny unless we are successful.
Call the Rely On Group at 800-698-3105.
If you have diabetes and you're on Medicare, call now to get the new talking meter. These new meters are more accurate, they're easier to use, and the best news is you don't have to prick your fingers anymore. Arriva makes it simple. They bill Medicare directly. There are no upfront costs, and they deliver your supplies right to your door for free.
For more information, call 1. This is Sports Zone, only on 18 Eyewitness News.
Farmington battled it out with St. John's Vianney, but came up short as the Griffins got by the Black Knights a final of 52-47. Fredericktown bounced back after a couple of tough losses when the Black Cats crushed the New Madrid County Central Eagles a final of 42-16. In other area action, North County celebrated senior night by pounding on the Potosi Trojans 41-7. Central beat Dexter 27-7, and a Battle of the Dragons, St. Genevieve slashed DeSoto a final of 45-7, and Poplar Bluff edged by Normandy 14-13. It was a close one. Well, the Cardinals are going to send Chris Carpenter to the bump tonight as they try to take the first 2 games against the Giants in their National League Championship Series. Last night, St. Louis won the opener, beating San Francisco 6-4. Tonight's game gets started in just about a half hour. Well, Sunday was a story of missed opportunities for the St. Louis Rams as they lost to the Dolphins a final of 17-14. Miami quarterback Ryan Tannehill threw 2 touchdown passes, and the Dolphins turned back several St. Louis scoring threats. Rams rookie kicker Greg Zuerlein connected on 2 field goals, but missed 3 others, including a 66-yarder that sailed wide left on the final play of the game. A Mizzou team that's lost its way and an Alabama program that looks ready for the BCS national title game produced predictable results on Saturday, a 42-10 Crimson Tide victory. The Tigers are now 0-4 in league play and have been outscored 133-55. Considering the Tigers' only touchdown Saturday was a 98-yard kickoff return, Mizzou's offense has scored just 4 touchdowns in the past 4 games. And that's Today in Sports. Fred and Dustin, take it back to you.
Thanks a lot, Aaron. Let's take a quick check of that forecast once again throughout southeast Missouri. We're going to see plenty of sunshine on your Tuesday, high around 80. Then showers and thunderstorms likely on Wednesday with a high around 71. And then back in the 60s for highs on Thursday and breezy. Plenty of sunshine, though. And then 58 for high on Friday. Partly sunny skies, a little warmer back up into the 60s for the weekend and the beginning of next week. That does it for all of us here at the Dawkins Broadcast Group. The news doesn't stop here, though. Just go to our website, KDKZ18.com, for your latest news, weather, and sports 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We hope you have a good evening. News Watch is next. We'll see you tonight at 10.
Do you see news happening in your neighborhood? Email us at news@kdkz.tv.
Here's what's coming up tonight on KDKZ 18.